What's going on, gang? Long time no see or hear. Been stupid crazy busy all month with both work and picking. All of a sudden everybody decided it's time to start cleaning everything out. So, you know me, I got a bunch of weird stuff that I hang up just to give people something to look at, and every time they look they see something that they didn't see the last time. Well, we're going to continue that theme, because right here we've got a bullwhip freebie. This is a Alice Chalmers lift rod freebie. We have a really old 3-spoke steering wheel that even still has the horn button freebie. Grabbed a bunch of wheels that were at this one sale, same sale. Everything came from the same sale with the exception of the bullwhip and the pegboard stuff. But the Swisher tow behind mower is needing new wheels, and I wasn't sure of the size, and I picked up the wrong size. So, but anyway, we've got 4 wheels here, and 1, 2 that actually have white walls. This one even has a chrome hubcap. It's kind of silly, but anyway, not sure what's going to come of those. They may end up just going by the wayside in the scrap. Now, you guys help me identify that. I know it's got to be for an automobile, and it is stainless steel, and it looks like it just clips into place. So if you know what vehicle that came off of for sure, let me know, because I'm curious. But freebie, an old Chevrolet emblem freebie, a tractor light, and it is a guide. You can read guide right there on the top, on the face of the bulb. And I didn't look at the housing. Let's see, we do have something here. Yep, it says guide. No idea if it works. I just thought it was neat. Excuse me, so I grabbed it. Looking at it. I don't know if it's going to light up or not. We may test that. And it's just a engine cover, blower cover. But what I thought was neat was it's a gold lawn boy, and the decal is what made me grab it. And to follow the theme of everything else, freebie. Okay, so that's just going to get hung up. Then we'll get to that in just a second. This is a full coffee can, rather. Let me get that out of the way. A coffee can full of 3-post coils. There was a milk crate that just had dozens of coils in it, and even if only half of these work, that's fantastic, because you can no longer get, these are replaceable. You see the clips here? The coil pack is replaceable. You can pop that off and put a new one on, but the new ones are NLA, no longer available. So I'm not sure how many are in there, but there's quite a few from many different vintages. You look at this one, the laminations are really thick, and then we come up to a later model one here, and the laminations are really thin. So a bunch of different types. I'll ohm those out, keep the good ones, get rid of the bad ones. Then we have a 6-volt generator cutout switch, and that's all it is. That's all it does. It just stops the electricity going to the battery. You have 1 post here, 1 post there. You just run it through, and when the battery's topped off, it shuts off. 6-volt King Midget. Alright, and we have the ammo box, and I'll cover that last because I did pay for that. I had to dig deep to pay for that. On a different pick, I got a bunch of other stuff. Same place that the bullwhip came from. I got this. I got these lifting tongs, and I got this really old hook with 3 lengths of chain. I just like old stuff like this that I can just hang up and make people look up and go, what the what? So that's why I got it. And there was a bunch of pegboard hooks, but I just wanted the pegboard hooks that were good and long, like this one right here, and this one, and this one, and that one, and that one, and then the double hook. They come in real handy for hammers. And then this one here with 2 real long hooks on it, also for pegboards upside down. Goes just like that. So that when I revamp my pegboard, I'll have a better variety. Now we'll go ahead and climb into the one item on this table that I paid for. And I paid a whopping $3. And the only reason I got it was because I have a little bit of an affinity with, well, you guys know I'm kind of an eclectic collector of all different kinds of things. One of the things that I collect are coat hooks. The reason I collect coat hooks is everyone's always got a coat to hang up, and I've made all the coat hooks in my house to match the woodwork in my house. And I saw one hook in here that made me just want to go ahead and buy the whole thing. Now, it's not that one. Some kind of aquatic theme. Almost looks like a deformed seahorse, but it's not that one. There is a what's it item in here too. If anybody knows what that is, it is threaded in there, and it has a screw here. If anyone knows what that is or what it was from, let me know. Just like with my little cap there. But in my house I have a number of these types of hooks, mainly 3-position hooks, and there is one in here. We've got these real industrial hooks here. There's a couple of those. There's a itty bitty baby hook. I'm just a baby hook. Then some later model hooks. Here's a stainless steel modern, but let me find the one hook that has that. There it is. There, that one right there. I have a number of these, and I have made coat hangers. I mount these to wood, but I drill a hole right in the center of the wood to mount the coat hooks, and then put these over top so you don't see how it's mounted to the wall. But that one was the reason that I asked how much for the box. The reason I just went ahead and grabbed the whole box was, and there's a bunch more of these single hook ones too, was a whopping $3. And then it wound up getting thrown in. So it started at $3, but then that got wiped off the board because I had all this stuff sitting out that I wanted to grab, and then I was told that something was for sale. I had been to the sale prior, and I told them after the sale's done, if you've still got stuff left over, give me a shout. Kind of the same deal with the smithy, and I left them with my name and number. And I know this is long-winded, and I'm sorry, but and we're nowhere near being done as far as the picking goes. I have been to that house 3 times. 3 times? No, been to that house twice, 2 times. It's an estate sale, and the first time I went, I picked one thing up, and just one thing only, because the price, I couldn't argue with the price. And that actually happened. My buddy Biggie Rat was out there a day early, a day before the sale, and he's a super nice guy, and he's got the gift of gab and all that, so he talked him into letting him snoop around a bit. So he shoots me a text and says, I'm out at this sale that's supposed to start tomorrow, and just looking at stuff. Here's that one thing you were talking about wanting. Are you still interested in it? And I was like, well, yeah, I am still interested in it. What's the price? They told me the price. I countered the price. They accepted my counter. Excuse me. It is hot outside. Price was great. So I ran to Ron's house because my trailer was loaded up with something. Ran to Ron's house, grabbed his trailer because it was on the way, and went out there and picked up that one item. And it was the first time he had used that new trailer, and I was the one that used it. Kind of funny. But I picked up that one item, and Ron picked a couple things up. So we get back to his house, we just unload, and I left it there. Then I got my trailer unloaded, and I got a phone call from the executor of the estate. We still have quite a bit left over if you want to come out and take a look. Well, sure, I can do that. So now we're going to start to get into the good stuff, the larger items. The one larger item that if it was the only thing I left with, I would have been thrilled. Even though I wanted the other stuff, if I couldn't get that, but I did get the one item you'll see last in the video, then yeah, you'll see. All right, let's get out of here. Oh, and I have been working on the Swisher, getting the 8-horse. I got the 8-horse running really good, cleaned the carburetor and everything. I've got a host gas tank that I'm going to be mounting to the back of the upright here. Down inside is all the wiring and the key switch for the electric start, and then the battery's going to get mounted over here. But we're going to be getting that ready this coming week so that it can get out of here and go to Melinda, the one that bought the house. And this was the item I picked up first. And any of you, now ignore that top deck, but any of you that know, you see right there it says sold, and it has my buddy's name on it, so we'll pull that off. Biggie Rat's real name. I couldn't pass it up for the price, just flat out could not. It is a 46-inch tow behind or trailing mower by Simplicity. I don't know if you guys can see right down there, Simplicity. These were first released in 1969, and that makes perfect sense because that is a late year 1968 engine. It is a 20 cubic inch, so I'm guessing it's a 8 or 9 horse. I'll have to run the numbers to be sure, but in really nice condition, except for the deck. That's why there's another deck sitting on top of it. This deck here has fist size holes right around the mounting bracket, and then good size hole there. I want you guys to get your noses ready. Are you ready? Go ahead, take a sniff. Woo! I hope I pulled you away quick enough. Yep, it has been sitting long enough for the fuel to turn to varnish. Oh man, I'm even upwind of it and I can still smell it. But this was the very first thing that I picked up. And then after I picked this up, about a week went by and I get another phone call that there's more stuff left. So while I was on the phone with her, she had one item that she was asking X amount of dollars for, and I made her an offer, and I told her, I said, I'm not trying to hit you below the belt at all. It's just, you have to realize my position. I am getting it. I will have to put a lot of work into it. Once I put all that work into it, the value of it and the cost of it is going to go up, and I can't let it go. I can't let that cost get too high, or no one's going to be interested. So I shot her a price. She said, oh no, that's fine, that's good, I'll take. So enter Ugly Alice version 2. This is a 1964 B10, just like Ugly Alice, and it's painted over with that same strange orange, just like Ugly Alice. Everything is there. Of course, this is a really common thing to happen. The gentleman attended the Portland, Indiana Gas Engine and Tractor Show regularly, and he was very inventive, and a lot of his inventions, I guess you can say, are on here. But at least he did it right. He's got the resistor in there because it's probably a 6-volt coil. So 6 volt has to have a resistor, so the resistor's in there. And then here's his ignition switch right here. And there's his rope so that he could rope start it. Because we look over here, we do have a starter generator, but I guess he just kept the rope around in case it needed it. The tank has been repaired, but it's a good repair. And he's got these other tractor headlights. They're both GE. I don't know about the housings, but the bulbs themselves are GE. He replaced the mesh, but at least it's still got the badge. And he cut the badge down because he mounted that a little too high. But there are 2 original hood bolts on, and you're wondering where's the T. Well, the early B10s, the early B10s didn't have the T. They came along later on in the year. This is, I'm guessing, because I've not looked at the tag yet, I'm guessing it's a model 19. Here's why I say that. It has the old style points with the push button shut off right there. So that's why I say that. I bought it with the intent and with the knowledge that I already have a buyer. So because I've already got a buyer, it was kind of a no-brainer. It's going to help him out. It's actually Michael, the guy that owns the my old Squire. He's been looking and hunting for another tractor to mount a mowing deck to. I'm assuming that switch is the light switch, and there's the key switch. Let's see if it's got the, yep, it's got the original Briggs key, C426. Yay, yay. My battery's yelling at me. It's down to 24%. Boy, I yak a lot. Alright, so scored the tow behind, or the trailing mower. Scored the 64 early B10. Scored everything in on the table. Now we're going to go back inside and take a look at the one thing that, if it was all I got, I'd have been thrilled. Because first time I went there, it was NFS, not for sale. Well, the family got their heads together, and they were like, you know what, we're probably really not going to use that very much. It doesn't fit their demographic, their work, you know, what they do for work. So what is it? Well, it's right behind you guys, and its rating is 2 tons. That's right. It is capable of supporting 4,000 pounds. So I'm guessing you want to see it. It is a electric over hydraulic, or excuse me, a hydraulic over electric lift table with a 2-ton rating. Just absolutely, and I paid asking price just right off the bat, didn't even hesitate. This is a real game changer in the shop, because I can put a larger platform on and put a couple of outriggers down to make sure I won't upset it, and I can start putting riding mowers and garden tractors and zero turns up in the air so that I'm not having to bend over or get down on my knees and all that stuff. And does it work? Well, yes it does. Here's the down button. Down she goes, and it goes down pretty quick, and as soon as it gets all the way down at the bottom, the down you have to hold on to, the up you don't. You just touch it, and then whenever you're ready to stop it, you can come over here and stop it. Or if you want it to go all the way up, you can just more or less walk away from it, because it has a proximity switch, a limit switch. When it gets to max height, it does this. Shuts itself off. And there's the switch right there, old Allen Bradley. And very, very, very familiar switch. Having worked at Delco Remy, those switches were everywhere. So the lift itself, the wheels were added because it was a stationary pallet lift. That's why it has such a high rating. And you can see that it's got these big C-channels coming across here. That was so that when you set the pallet down, you could put the bands around the pallet and not get in the way of, just run them right through and tie a load down. And a load of, say for example, PG260 planetary gear starters was like 3,300 pounds. So this is, it's a pallet jack made for strapping materials, and also for loading materials. When you were on the line, you get finished putting the starter together, you would set it on the pallet, and then we had these plastic liners that you get one level full, plastic liner on, fill it, so on and so forth, and you go so many layers high, and then it's ready to be picked up by the fork truck driver and hauled off. So I know, long-winded, but that is a game changer in this shop. What this is going to allow me to do is to get rid of, yes, I said get rid of my motorcycle lift altogether. It can go bye-bye, because with an additional platform, I can put motorcycles on here no problem. I can put garden tractors on here no problem. I can put that big 292 6-cylinder on here no problem. And it's bar table height. Let me show you the overall height of it. I just love how high it goes. And it'll also allow me to load into the back of my truck much easier. But let's see what we got here. We are at 43, where you can see it, 43 inches high. So anywhere from ground floor to second floor, we've got her covered. And this was something that he put together for the small engines, and I am going to use it because a lot of times I need to get all the way around that engine, and this is on a real heavy duty Lazy Susan frame, so to be able to handle the weight of my my camera's yelling at me again. It'll allow me to easily handle and maneuver and manipulate my engines when they're up there. So that rounds it out. Epic pick. Very, very, very welcome addition to the shop. Like I say, if that was all I wound up with, I would still just be shickled titless. You guys can turn the words around to figure that one out. So that's it. I've babbled on for 25 minutes about this. The very last thing, I finally broke down and got the Cobra XS. I highly recommend them. You guys know that I've got a bunch of Cobra stuff. They are so thin, they're actually thinner than the channel lock types. So anyway, that rounds it out. Friendly Neighborhood Zippo. I hope everybody is in good health. And I'll see you when I see you. Later, guys. I'm out of here. But wait, there's more. How is that for cool? It is a glass STOP taillight. Unfortunately, that was all I got, but that's enough. Isn't that cool? Alright, now I'm really out of here.